Hello everyone, welcome back to I Create For You. I decided to do the 200 drawing prompts today. Our last one was Pac-Man. It's a work in progress. I didn't get it finished. Life happens. That was our prompt number 36, Pac-Man video game. I'm not done coloring it and tweaking it and coming up with a saying. Now we would normally go in order, but because of life happening, as I said, I would like to do a little skip through to something upside down, which is prompt 40, and a little bit of a kind of tribute to a great musician who has passed away recently. Everyone knows Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne, and I would like to try to draw this guy right here. So we'll see what happens. Please disregard my yucky nails still. I have not been able to have downtime to work on my nails, but I will get there, and in the meantime, just please bear with me. I will try not to make you see how bad they are. Oh my. Such a sad day in the music world, in the world in general. Makes me feel older and older. He was the same age as my brothers, and actually he was the same age as my one brother who also has Parkinson's. So yeah, it's a little too close to home there. Okay, let me get to him and then I'll finish up these leaves going up to. I'm going to try to get this guy going here. I'll try to put you down closer a little bit here. Let's see. Let me see what he's got there. Okay, this is his little foot coming out here. Every year just seems like reality hits more and more of how old I'm getting and how people you don't even think about really, and they pass, and it's just like, oh my gosh. I even had a classmate pass recently, and I was the youngest one in my class. I graduated when I was 17, and I graduated in 1982. But, getting up there. Most of my classmates are retiring, and I'm still not at that age. Quite a few of them, as a matter of fact, have already retired. I thought this was a cute upside down prompt. So I think bats are cute. Fun fact here, I used to work at Cabela's here in Hamburg right when it opened up, from when it first opened, and there was nobody there before the departments were even built up and became what they are now. I was hired as an associate in the camo department, and when we first was working, we were helping build the departments up. We were putting together all those display cases and things like that. Well, after a while, I ended up working third shift, and I worked in the what's it called, loss prevention, it was called back then, which was sort of like your security type job. And I'd be there overnight with the overnight workers, and every now and then a bat would come in, and he'd be circling over by the pond area, and oddly enough, I was the one who always caught the bat and released it outside. So yeah, it's funny how many people are frightened of them, and if in reality, if you think about it, if you don't make noises, they're kind of blind. So if you don't make really loud squeaky noises, they aren't going to come and nest in your head. You know what I'm saying? So like, if it's hard telling people to, screaming isn't the way to go here. If you really want to avoid any contact with them, don't scream, because they're hearing that, and they're tuned up to hearing for mice and things like that. So yeah, your whole screaming sounds like something to eat. So your best bet is to not make those sounds, screeches, and of course people were like, oh, how can you even like a bat? They're cute. They're cute looking. They can't help how they are. That's nature. But you just gotta understand them more than fear them. Of course, maybe, they might bite you for some unknown reason, but it's probably because you're making noises like you're something they would eat, because they can't see you really. I hope this looks something like a bat when I'm done with it. You used to have to go over to the fishing department and get one of those great big long-handled fishing nets and go over to the pond and reach over and scoop them out. They used to be on the rocks of the pond area. So yeah, it was fun working there sometimes, but sometimes not so much. I had gotten into a bad car accident and ended up not being able to do my jobs anymore there. And so I had to quit, and we ended up moving to Florida. So I stayed in Florida for a little bit, and then I moved back home. My mom she was by herself. She was in her 80s or 90s at that time, and I just thought I needed to be closer to her, not so far away. She didn't drive, and when my dad passed away, she was really dependent on the kids, and I seemed to be the only one that was close enough to help out, and I just didn't like the idea of not being close by if she needed something. So we ended up going back home to Pennsylvania, and that's where I was for a while. Then we had to move to Oklahoma for 2 years, almost 2 years, and then we moved back because I couldn't be away from my grandkids. I keep coming back like a boomerang. But yeah. That's my bat story. I think they're kind of cute looking little guys. a misunderstood creature. Okay. Well, I think that looks something like him. I'm hoping. This is him, and this is my picture. So I'll go back out for this. And those are the two pictures. I made him a little bit bigger, of course, because he had a fit on there. And now I'm going to do some shading it. My magic shading tool. My buddy from now on. Softens a lot of stuff here. Makes it look a little, see how it looks a little better than just these ragged areas. It adds more dimension, I think. So if I just go over these just a little bit, not really hard, you can still see the lines that we need to see. Little cutie patootie. And this is my Ozzy tribute. Poor guy didn't know that that bat was actually real. He thought it wasn't real. That's a bad joke, let me tell you. Poor guy. And there's my something upside down. Well, thank you for stopping by again and going on my sketching journey with me through this 200 prompt book. Like I said, I kind of moved ahead, but that was an Ozzy tribute, so I had to move ahead. And I'll have this one colored up and better and a little saying, and then we'll move on to 37, 38, and 39 till we get back to him. So number 37 is a zodiac sign, 38 is something 3D, and 39 is anaconda. Alrighty. Thank you for stopping by. Please give me a thumbs up. Comment if you like. Please don't comment on my nails. They're horrendous. So this is me from now on. This I'm going to be doing until I can get my fingernails done. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.